Literature study is part of my comparative course, the film I'm Not Scared, directed by Gabriele Salvatore. The relationship that I'm going to describe, which I found very interesting, is the relationship that develops between Michele and Filippo. I found this relationship interesting because it begins with Michele being very frightened of Filippo and ends with Michele saving Filippo's life. If Michele had not been brave or curious, or perhaps both at the start, then he would have just left Filippo to suffer and later to die at the hands of his kidnappers. I think that it took a lot of courage for Michele to make contact originally with Filippo. It also took a lot of courage for him to break his promise to his father in order to go and rescue Filippo near the end of the film. Michele comes to realise that it is important to do what is right. When Michele discovers a hole in the ground near the old house at the beginning of the film, he thinks that he's discovered a hiding place for treasure. Michele is a boy with a very vivid imagination. When he lifts the lid over the hole and peers into the darkness, he sees a human foot and flees in terror. Curiosity gets the better of him and he returns to explore the hole further. This time he gets a terrible fright because he catches a fleeting glimpse of some creature in the hole. The creature looks very scary and once again Michele flees in terror. This time he cycles away from the scene so quickly that he hits a pothole and is flung from the bicycle and knocked unconscious. Michele remains troubled by what he has discovered and once again goes back to the hole. This time he makes contact with the person in the hole. "Are you alive?" he asks, and discovers that whoever is beneath the blanket, they are hungry and thirsty. Michele manages to get water and give to the person. In the process he discovers a link between the mysterious hole in the ground and his house. The same kitchen utensils that his mother uses in their kitchen at home is being used to feed the person in the hole. In a tiny voice the person in the hole whispers that he is also hungry. Michele has no food but promises to return the following day with some. "Are you a child?" he asks before leaving. That night Michele tries to figure out why a small boy would be held in a hole in the ground. He does not understand anything about the kidnapping at this point. The following day Michele returns with bread. On the way he sees Felice returning from the area. He knows now that the unpleasant Felice is the one who is giving the boy food. This time Michele has to descend into the hole to retrieve the bread that has not been eaten in order to hide the fact that he has discovered a secret hole in the ground. This requires a lot of courage because at this point Michele does not know who or what is in the hole. Now he sees Filippo properly for the first time. He's a small, frail boy whose eyes are closed. He has little clothes except for a blanket, and his ankle is shackled with an iron chain. He is pale and weak and speaks in a low voice. He makes little sense, talking of raccoons which he imagines are visiting him. Michele tries to solve the mystery. What is your name?" he inquires. "Is your dad's name Pino too by any chance?" But Filippo is too traumatized at this point to answer properly. "Are you my guardian angel?" Filippo asks. He then advances towards Michele, who becomes very frightened. Filippo takes Michele by the hand and begins screaming that he is dead. "I am dead," he cries. "I am dead." Michele is terrified and flees as quickly as he can. Michele sees Filippo's mother on television pleading for her son's safety, and he begins to fully understand the situation. He returns once more to the hole, and this time the two become friends. In a touching scene, the two innocent boys exchange information. Michele tells Filippo that his mother was on television and that she says she loves him. "Why didn't she come and get me so?" Filippo asks, but Michele does not have the answer. Filippo has spent such a long time in the darkness that it is painful for him to open his eyes, even in poor daylight. When Michele asks Filippo to open his eyes just for a moment, Filippo gets a glimpse of his new friend. "You're small," he says. They find out that they are the same class and the same age. "We're the same," Filippo says, and Michele answers, "Yes." The two have now become friends. Michele returns regularly and even manages to get Filippo out into the open air for a short time, where they play in the sun. Filippo is getting stronger and feeling better thanks to this human contact. Then Michele is betrayed by one of his friends and the secret comes out. Felice finds him down in the hole and this leads to terrible conflict. Pino makes Michele promise that he will never return to the hole to visit Filippo again. Michele obeys his father, but when he overhears the kidnappers discussing the need to kill Filippo, he knows he must act. In the final climatic scene, Michele helps Filippo to escape. He tells Filippo to run away after helping him to climb over the high barrier of the mouth of the cave in which he has been placed after the kidnappers discover Michele's secret. Michele has risked his own life to save his friend and is now in trouble himself because he is unable to climb out unaided. Pino arrives to shoot Filippo but instead shoots his own son by mistake. Sergio, a ruthless kidnapper, arrives and wants to kill Filippo. Pino is too upset to care and falls to his knees, cradling his wounded son in his arms. Filippo has been hiding nearby, but he emerges when he sees his friend has been shot. Sergio is about to kill Filippo when suddenly a policeman helicopter appears overhead in the sky. Sergio surrenders and Filippo is saved in the nick of time. The, the film ends with Filippo and Michele reaching for each other. Michele has done the honourable thing. He has been brave and loyal to his new friend, and in fact turns out to be his guardian angel in a way. The film ends with smiles of satisfaction and friendship spreading wide across the faces of the two boys.